Good morning. Welcome to Hideaway Church. I'm Katie, and we're so glad that you've joined us for worship this morning. It's going to be a great morning. It already is, and it's a beautiful day outside, so hopefully you've got something to do outside later today. A couple of announcements. First of all, I reminded you last week about the shirts that our youth are selling as a fundraiser for summer missions. Had the wrong picture of those last week, but I believe today we have the right picture so that you can see these shirts. They are a really nice green color. It's a really soft t-shirt with a pocket on the front, and they're $25. What I did is on both YouTube and Facebook, I put a link in the comments that has a link to those shirts. So if you were watching on your whatever, you can click right there to be able to order a t-shirt. They're $25. And if you need help knowing how to order one, we're glad to help you in the office as well if that sounds too challenging. One other thing, it is Communion Sunday again on May the 3rd, which will be next Sunday. So we want to give you the opportunity to pick up communion supplies if you'd like to do that. Of course, you very well may have things at your home that you can use to participate in communion with us, and that's great. But if you'd like to pick up the little cup that has the juice and the wafer, we will have those Friday morning, this coming Friday on May the 1st, from 9:30 to 11:30. We'll be out here under the portico, and you can just drive through and pick that up if you would like to do that. If you need that, or if really you just need an excuse to come say hi to me, because it's a lot of fun, and maybe I'll get Lewis and Mark to come out for some of it as well. So we hope that you will drop by Friday morning and then be prepared to participate in communion with us next Sunday. I think that is all for our announcement time. So if you want to greet someone, we encourage you to do that in the comments. We encourage you to put a comment in Facebook or YouTube that you are saying hello to someone that's in the service, or say hello to all of us. You could also right now just send a text to someone real quickly that you are thinking about that you're not getting to say hello to in person today. So we're just going to take a minute and do that.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Katie.
I'm going to text
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hall Studios.
You're supposed to text.
No.
You're supposed to be texting.
No.
You don't have that.
We're supposed to be texting.
You're supposed to text them.
Is our audio on, though?
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody
Okay.
text somebody hello. I can't text because my phone's being used as a camera. So
If someone texts me, I'll let you know.
in
No
our
one's
new
texting.
studios that we had built
Shut up.
this week, we had to meet last week in the youth room.
Mute
This
it,
week
Nathan, mute it.
we're meeting in the new studios that we built while y'all were sleeping. So
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's enough meet and greet. So we will move on to a little discussion. We wanted to talk today about something that we talked about this week with our staff. Was, how did we phrase the question? It was about corporate worship. We were asking how...
What is it that is really precious to you about corporate worship, the corporate worship service? Because as a staff, we were trying to think, okay, we know that we can't experience worship the same way as we do when we're gathered in the room, but how is it that we can capture some of what is really precious to us about worship? And obviously, the preaching of the Word and music and Scripture and those things are precious, but there's something that's so different about when we gather together. And so,
Right.
Yeah,
I know some people, a lot of us just talked about getting to see the faces of other people as they're connecting with God, however, through song or through an experience or through something they're sharing. It just seems like that was really important.
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, one of the things I miss so much is that when you get people in a room, you get their energy. And, when you're in a room and there's not hardly anybody in here, as a matter of fact, there's only 4 of us in here this morning, you just miss that energy that you begin to feed off of each other. I think that's so scripturally based. I think that's part of iron sharpening iron, is that we feed off of each other's energy, and it actually sharpens us, and it creates an atmosphere of worship. So,
So do you want us to try to have like extra energy?
yes,
And we'll, like,
Yes.
I
double-
really have asked Mark and
Extra
Katie
coffee.
to, when I'm up speaking, to run around and to sit in different seats so I can make eye contact at different points in the worship center. So
We're not going to do it.
they're not going to do
We're
it.
not going to do it. But we'll stay in the room.
Right. We'll stay here.
Thank you.
So, in terms of corporate worship, as we thought about the things that were really important, we just have been talking and praying about how we can continue to incorporate more and more of that into our Sunday mornings, because we know it's so important to everyone. And so one of the things we are excited to get to do today is share from a few other people about what God is doing in their lives. But first, I do have to tell you that we did get texts from Mike and Darlene Young, Cameron Winters, Abby and Sam, and John Frank, and they all said hi. So we did get
Hi,
greetings.
John. Hi, Abby.
Right.
Hi. There's a lot more.
Maybe my dad, too.
Okay.
So now we are going to take a minute to hear from a few different people who want to share about what God's doing and what He's teaching them right now.
God has been teaching me how to slow down and enjoy a slower pace of life. I've been forced by this situation to give up activities and busyness that I thought were so important at the time, but I find that I'm really enjoying the slow pace of life. It's giving me time to slow down and focus on friends, even though I can't see them and I really miss them, but we do stay in touch. And I'm able to focus on God and family and friends, and that really is the most important thing.
There's nothing new that I'm learning about God, but I am experiencing things that I already knew in a way deeper way. When I'm feeling lonely, I know that He is here. When I'm feeling fearful, I know that He's in charge.
God is teaching me to slow down and be patient. With nowhere to go and no deadlines to meet, He's telling me to relax and enjoy each day. Many years ago, there was a professional golfer by the name of Walter Hagen. Walter said, "You're only here for a short visit. Don't hurry, don't worry, and be sure to smell the flowers along the way."
God has taught me how to be intimate with Him even during the hard and quiet times. I came into quarantine directly after my mission trip to South Korea, and so going from that spiritual high to feeling like you're isolated and scared was a huge change for me. But God slowly but surely taught me how to be intimate with Him through every moment, and how circumstance has nothing to do with the relationship I have with Him.
Through this time, I think what we as a family have learned is to just be more understanding of how God made each of us in His own unique and special way, and to try and show each other more grace and more love as we all kind of deal with this situation in a different way. Hasn't always been easy, but I really feel like God has brought us together from that standpoint in helping us to show grace and love to each other.
And He's going to be the same. Hopefully I will be the one that's changed. But during that time, He's holding me fast, which reminds me of a chorus to a beautiful song called "He Will Hold Me Fast." And the chorus goes, "He will hold me fast, He will hold me fast, for my Savior loves me so. He will hold me fast."
So one of the things that we talked about this week as staff was, so if we're not able to have community together in the room, we want to do the best we can to essentially host during Sunday morning worship, bringing the congregation to our live stream time. And so we would like in future weeks to have some weeks where we get to have some of you as families worship together in your homes, and we get to join in and worship with you. We actually had this week that planned, and we're probably going to have that for a future week because some things came up this week where it didn't work out for that. But we're gonna have some of these weeks. We're going to have different families, and we have someone planned for this next week that I'm looking forward to, where we can just have that sense of joining together and bringing the community here. So this week, one of the evenings, I sat down with Deborah and Rebecca and Sarah again, and we had a time of worship together. And it was really sweet. I'm trying to learn to let go and just enjoy in the moment. But I started playing the keyboard, and I was saying to them, like, let's kind of get in the mood, in the spirit, or whatever. And Rebecca said something that just helped me to relax about it. And so I went on and just captured that and got a little snippet of our worship time together. But what you're going to see is she said it, and there was some background noise and all, and so I said, well, say that again. And so she started to say it again, and I quit playing the keyboard, and you'll see her go, like she can't get in the mood then to say it without the keyboard. So she said, keep playing, and then she shared it. So you'll see that in a second. And then we just want to invite you to worship along with us this morning as we have a time of worship now. What were you saying?
What I was saying was that
I'm dead. That's gonna
what I was saying, play the music.
Oh.
What I was saying is that God is present, whether we summon God or not, or whether we call it love when we're loving each other, or we call it Jesus sanctifying us. That's all still there, whether we label it anything or not.
For guys.
You are good when there's nothing good in me. You are love on display for all to see. You are here, you are light when the darkness closes in. You are hope, you have covered all my sin. You are peace when my fear is crippling. You are true, even in my wandering. You are joy, you're the reason that I sing. You are life, in you death has lost its sting. And oh, I'm running to your arms, the riches of your love will always be enough. Nothing compares to your embrace, light of the